that was a common drinking place for the people from the airfield.
Yeah, there was the that place for ship at Barnelby's, that was one.
Yeah.
So I know that's in the book.
This is the old farmhouse.
Right.
This was the old bomb dump.
Yeah.
See, here's the old taxiway into the bomb dump, old ferry track. It's down here as technical site, but it was part of Engineering headquarters. The engineering headquarters.
Okay. Is that an original hangar over on the left there?
That is original hangar over there.
That's the one opposite the house.
That's the one opposite my house. Which again, another maintenance hangar. And they have got some of the original buildings there, which are now being used by hedges.
Okay, so this is the main entrance to the former RAF Airfield at Waltham, or Grimsby. This is the main road, Cheapside, that leads into the original entrance to the airfield. And we're going to go and try and give you some history of the airfield if we can while we're at it. Mainly looking into the airfield. So we will go and give you some history of the original buildings. But we'll come out to this sign. It's at the entrance to the airfield.
And just dumping everything. So that's why they've bulldozed everything up and piled it on the runways and the taxiway. Let people access it. This is the old pre-war Municipal hangar, which was built when it was originally Grimsby Airport. And that was intact 6 months ago. And now they're ripping it apart, that'll be gone very shortly. So bit by bit we're slowly losing a lot of the airfield.
So it's the original control tower, and am I right in thinking that the room with the windows was where the mapping room was according to the...
Yes, yeah.
Yes, look, pictures in there.
The small raised section to the left, the observation tower was above that.
Okay.
Okay, we're now on the taxiway, just approaching the runway 12 threshold, and that would run from west to east, heading into Haltnicklay and to the Jug and Bottle. That one will intersect the main 3618 runway shortly. The 12 threshold. Runways on airfields are normally marked by their compass points, so this departure point would be 12, and at the other end would be the opposite reference compass. The problem, because we're so adjacent to the coast, is we do get sea mists.
Yes, and using
And this side,
Fido to get rid of it.
yeah, Ludford was particularly used for Fido, actually on top of the Wolds. But they had a lot of problems on the Wolds with, not so much with fog and mist, but actually with low cloud.
Yeah.
So they're actually trying to burn the hole in the cloud.
Yep.
This is the intersection with the 0624 runway, which is the second of the lazy runways. And if you look ahead about 300 yards, that's the main 3618 runway, which will be in the main departure point for your uncle. Here we are now at the intersection of the 1836 main runway. The runway runs from a slightly northwesterly into south-southwest direction. This will have been the point. We will be looking about a third of the way down the runway. The aircraft would just be generating some speed by now, doing about 50 knots. Here, unfortunately, the airfield has been dug up. And as we go over past that grass bank, it starts to move downhill very slightly. The aircraft will pick up a little bit more speed. About 2/3 of the way down the runway, you'll start to get the nose up.
Let's just have a pan around.
That's holding the flow.
It is, yeah.
Around
But the other end, actually, so much time reading and seeing the painting and seeing the different things, you can't help but admire what they did. Of course, RAF Grimsby, otherwise known as Waltham, from the Haltney Clay end, approaching the B1 hangar, and we'll be walking over towards the main 1836 runway. The original B1 hangar, which was built 1941-42 and has remained in existence ever since. But it will have been one of the maintenance hangars. The aircraft were all parked out in dispersal, so it would have just been one of the maintenance hangars for the Lancasters.
Okay.
It's one of 4 hangars on the airfield which still exist to this day. I can't understand because it doesn't show taxiway here. So I'm just wondering whether see, that's definitely there. Unless that was in there. So, yeah, so this could actually still be the main runway. Looks like more of the runway.
So this is what we think is a taxiway coming from the direction of where we came in the village of Halton-le-Clay. Now in search of the main runway. We've reached an intersection and we're going to see if we can find the main runway of the former RAF Waltham Airfield.
That taxiway
To there.
and the main
So we've
runway
got to go
is just
right-
a little bit further
and
there.
then- Oh, right there. There and there.
The one where we were at last time was here.
Yeah.
It's just that so many buildings that are still
That's right,
intact.
because we
There
went
aren't
in.
many, I
We
know.
went in
No.
there. We went in there and we walked, I suppose, along here and up there last time, did we? Or along here to there? Because I thought we did
yeah,
a bit
we
of a
walked
dog
up-
leg last time. I thought we came in and then went off.
Yeah,
I
because
thought we were there, but you know, I bow to your better judgment.
no, we definitely came along
Right,
there because we were heading towards the Jug and Bottle
right. Okay.
on the Lazy and then onto the main. But
I'll try the museum because if they don't have one, they may not. I've seen. I was loaned a copy of the book to fly over Waltham,
yes,
and there was a map in that, but of course I haven't got that anymore. And although I can, it's something similar to the one you've got there.
well,
Oh, that's what you've got there.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's trying to get my bearings as I walk around as to where I might find other things as I wander along. Yeah.
well, the only other thing I can suggest is if you struggle, come and see me because I live just over there.
Oh, you
And
are.
I'll
Okay, yeah.
and I'll photocopy this for you, so at least you've got a reference.
Well, I regret not doing that while I had the book.
Well, yeah, yeah. I built my house over there 17 years ago. My girlfriend bought me the book straight away. And
You're on Cheapside then?
and most of all the MT yard was still there. There's a lot of buildings, but they've all been chewed up, unfortunately.
Well, I know it was only last year, I think, where some of the concrete across the road from the Jug and Bottle disappeared, wasn't it?
Yeah, the old hard stand in there is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to develop it. I don't know what they're going to build there, but
Yeah.
it's gone back to agriculture, I think, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's because when I came here, there was none of the housing estate and none of the golf course,
Yeah.
and it was fabulous. It was just like this everywhere.
Yeah.
And then they've ruined it and put a housing estate there.
Yeah,
But when I say a housing estate, the houses are £400,000 each, so
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
it's not a small housing estate.
The housing estate.
they're quite large and expensive, aren't they?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, but it's still an estate, isn't it?
It's still in the state. Yeah.
When you can shake your neighbour's hand out of your back window, it's an estate. Right. Right.
I'll leave you to get on with what you're doing anyway. Thanks very
Thanks
much.
very much. All right.
Whatever you're doing.
Well, it'll fill in some time.
Good.
Uh,
Are you a member of the RAF, Royal Air Force?
no, I'm not.
Oh, right.
I considered joining when I first came back to living in
We're here today, Thursday 24th of May 2012, to say a final farewell to a beloved husband, dad, granddad, Charles Hayton, who passed away on the 1st of December 2011. We have a permanent memorial to him in Hatfield, Hertfordshire, but have come here today to Waltham, the former airfield of RAF Grimsby, to scatter the remain of Dad's ashes. It was from this place, on the evening of September the 3rd, 1943, that Dad's brother, our uncle, Sergeant John William Hayton, of 100 Squadron, took to the air on only his third mission, as a rear gunner of an Avro Lancaster Juliet Alpha 969, on a bombing raid to Berlin. As fate would have it, Juliet Alpha 969 and its crew never returned. History records this sad event as lost without trace. Belief shot down, Uncle John was just 20 years old. We can only imagine what impact John's loss was on the Hayton family, and particularly on Dad. Losing his only brother when he was just 13 years old. We also take a moment to pay tribute to Uncle John and to the crew who, along with numerous other young airmen, flew out of this airfield during World War II, fated never to return. Looking through the rear gunner's turret on that fateful September evening, Uncle John would have been the last crew member aboard Juliet Alpha 969, watching the airfield and his beloved homeland fading into the darkness. Probably not knowing whether he was going to see this sight for the final time. We see it only as fit and proper that we scatter the remain of Dad's ashes here at the final earthly link with his beloved brother John. May the eternal winds carry these ashes to the far and distant corners of time, and perhaps to that final unknown resting place of John. May the spirit of our dear Dad and that of his brother, our Uncle John, be forever entwined. God bless them.
They're there. They'll get blown by the winds.
So memory of Uncle John and all the aircrew from 100 Squadron who left this airfield, probably along this runway that I'm pointing the camera up and down now. Left on raids into Germany and other places, and they'll RAF Waltham, stroke Grimsby. And also a couple of years ago, we're just here with Mum, so she can pay her respects and to leave some flowers in Dad's memory.